Look, I feel like this movement is a little too all over the place. You're trying to address too many issues at once. What we need to do is address the issue of climate change since it's Earth Day. And I don't know, maybe if we focus on one issue at a time, we could actually change something. Y'all yell about a million different things at the same time. That's not gonna get you anywhere. Look, that's why Occupy failed. You know, it's supposed to be about Occupy Wall Street. It's supposed to be about class warfare. And then the gay pride people show up, the feminists show up, the social justice warriors, civil rights people show up, and the environmentalists show up, and then the media's like, okay, what's your message again? Like, what are you doing? I mean, seriously, get it together, people.
March for Science today in Manhattan. We are headed there now. I've got probably the best journalist, best young journalist in New York City right now. Her name's Bella. Have you guys met her?
Yeah, I've been in like the vlogs. I'm glad we're going to see the science march because I love science.
You love science?
It's my favorite subject.
What's it like being on the subway with your dad?
It feels fun because if like we're going super fast like we are now, you feel like you're on a roller coaster.
You like it?
It's fun.
What do you got there?
My scooter. My bad boy.
That's your whip right there, man.
Now, if you use a lot of garlic when you cook, I don't have any garlic left, but I'll do it with this. Let me show you. You take it.
We just got off of the L, and we're headed to the number 1. We're gonna go to the west side of Central Park. Once we get there, there should be a ton of people celebrating science, protesting something.
Oh my God! Woo! Thank you, Jesus. I was like, she ain't gonna have me stuck there. I know she can shut that
We're looking for the protest. You know, the travel time was... There's so many people at Times Square, it's ridiculous. It takes a lot to travel through the city. You could be like 4 to 7 miles away and be over an hour. I see a ton of umbrellas, so we're gonna head that way. Maybe I found it. Just really hoping that in the middle of all this, there's some sort of divine appointment.
Oh, and if you're ever wondering what the city smells like, cigarettes.
If you're gonna make a candle that's New York City scent, it would be urine and cigarettes. Urine and cigarette flavored. Alright, let's go across the street, Belle. Let's take a look. Alright, it looks like we just found him. I was right. It's on the other side of the umbrellas. Let's see what's going on.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what a feminist looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what a feminist looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what a feminist looks like.
Well, it's not a real thing in the sense that you can touch it. You know what I mean?
Depends on what color you may be, or
no, that's
what
not
economic strata you
That's
may
not what I'm
be.
talking about. I mean, it's a concept.
It is a real thing.
It's a concept. No, it has effects, of course. But it's a concept in the sense that...
Hey, so I just got back from the protest, and like probably the most incredible moment that I had, I couldn't get it on tape. This guy, his name was Peter, so shout out Peter if you're watching this. He did not want me to film it, but we had an amazing conversation about Jesus, about the church, and he was actually a guy who was holding a sign saying let's tax churches and fund science and something else, and I let him get like pretty deep into the conversation before I revealed to him that I've got a group of people here in New York that might prove wrong how strong love really is, and that I'm one of the most diehard Jesus followers he'll ever meet. Let me read you like one of my favorite quotes. Okay, Werner Heisenberg said this. He said, "The first gulp from the glass of natural sciences will turn you into an atheist, but at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you." I think it's so funny because some of the most wisdom that was coming from this protest was coming from a drunk drunk guy who basically said, you know, is this really about science, or is it about a culture? Is it about all these other issues? For me, in my personal story, when I took the first gulp of natural sciences, yeah, I turned to atheism. It made so much sense. But at the bottom of that glass was a big gulp of Jesus that I took a drink and never thirsted again. And it sounds so corny, but I dare you to read all the books that I've read. I dare you to study all the things I've studied and find out for yourself. And it was so funny because Peter was advocating something that he admitted to me at one point in the conversation. He said, you know what, I probably didn't do as much research as I should have. And I think when you bring it down to a conversation like that, you've got to admit some very hard things. And so I think people want to belong. I think people want to know that their life counts. I think they want to know that they're doing something. I think people want to know that what they're doing matters. And as I walked around like as a leader and a pastor at this protest, I didn't see a whole bunch of diehard scientists as much as I've seen some people who just didn't want to feel like they were alone in life and felt like they were a part of something bigger than themselves. And maybe that's the real reason why you'd hold a sign in the middle of the rain. Yeah, you believe it, but to what extent do you know what you know? And I think I got in there and got people to really ask some hard questions about that. On a lighter note, we're here at the M&M factory because Bella begged me for months.
That's how you do it. You want chocolate? Beg your dad for months.
She gets a little too much chocolate, I'll just put it that way.
Then I got to register.
That M&M is inappropriate.
We are leaving Manhattan. We're getting rained out, so we're just gonna head back home now soaking wet, but it was so worth it. It was so much fun getting to talk to the science-loving protesters.
It's Earth Day. Can we just focus on one thing for a change? I see people all over the place with this. I mean, my God, seriously, focus. It's the only way you'll get anything done.